Okay, well, I wanted to show you the kind of a frame that we make for building mosaics. This is a very small sample little frame, and you can put little squares in here, and we've designed our mosaics to fit there so that students can handle them really easily. Well, you'll notice that as I put them together, sometimes these pieces run a little bit wild. And so I have to sand them down, and so I want to show you the first and second steps to sanding. I've got a large wide belt sander here, and I'm going to speed this up and turn the sound down a little bit so it's not so obnoxious. Here we go. So it burns quite a bit as I go against the grain here, but that's okay. That's why I do another sanding pass later on. Okay, so now you can see that it's not as sharp on these edges, and it's rounded off pretty well here, but this edge is kind of sharp. So now what I do, I'm going to use my hand sander, and it works pretty good. Now I'm putting a pretty rough sandpaper on here. This is a 60. Okay, now it's got a nice rough surface, and so now I'm going to sand across here. Notice that I'm going to make a pass on the inside edge all the way around here as I go around, so that this is not a sharp edge either. Now you'll notice that most of the black comes off of here, and when I'm doing, say, a natural looking finish, then I sand it even more and get all the black off. Okay, now what I'd like to do is show you my painting technique, which happens in two different passes. All right, here's one that's painted already, and you can see I don't really do a great job on painting. I'm not a master worker when it comes to finishing, but the back of it's not really important. I just put it down and spray the sides, and then after it dries I flip it over, and that's when it might be of interest to you. So I'm not going to show you painting the back, I'm going to show you painting the front. I like this kind of a spray nozzle because it doesn't hurt my fingers so much to hold it down for a long time. So here's what I do. I go in and I spray directly into the corner of each of the frames. That way it's in there and I don't have to worry about it. And then I spray the inside edge. So it's covered pretty good. Now that's enough for the frame itself. And then what I do is I spray this outside edge. Now when I get done with this and I flip it over and do the other side, I also get another coat on this side of it, and so I get a pretty good coverage. And that's it. That's pretty much, see, I can see I need a little more on this side, but I don't worry about it because I'll do that later when it's dry. And I flipped it over. And so now we'll take the finished piece, and then Jeanne will show you how she works with it all.
Welcome, my friends, to the Glass Studio. I'm Jeanne, and I'm showing you some fun stuff today. We're going to talk about mosaics, and I would love for you to think about joining a class, whether it's a mobile class or here in our studio. We are teaching some fun stuff. So today is a mosaic class. Now with your mosaic class, you get lots of different, well, how about there? Lots of different designs that you can choose from. But if you say, but Jeanne, I want to do my own design, I say, go for it. These are just some ideas for you. And I'm just going to show you some of the ideas that we've come across, and maybe you can think of something even more amazing. So these are some things that we've come up with. This, remember, if you've ever done quilting or seen a quilt, this is the house. I think this is a log cabin, and it's from a quilt pattern. Don't you love this? And just done in little tiny squares. Some of them are cut in half diagonally, and that's all it is squares. Same with this flag. So it's just kind of the idea of a flag, but this one we didn't have to cut any of them in diagonals. They're just the squares. And then come over here. This one's my favorite so far. It is so colorful and pretty. So you just start with the white in the middle, and then it goes yellow, orange, red, green, and blue. And it's just really pretty. And I think that doing that and put that on your wall, like in the kitchen and the bathroom and the hall, it would be so adorable. So let's show you a little bit about how to do this, just the process. So first of all, you just start with a whole bunch of glass. I like to use a 1/4 inch. No, is this quarter? I think it's a half inch. It's not an inch. All right, we'll find out for sure. Yep, 1/2 inch. So I'm setting this at a 1/2 inch. I'm going to dip, and then I'm going to cut this. All right, very good. And then I'll use these tools, the running pliers. Just get one little strip there, that's all we need. And then to do a whole bunch of squares. Now, if I were going to be teaching this class, I would already get you a whole bunch of squares. Look at that. Lots of little half-inch squares that are going to be just right. It's about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 across and 7 down, so you can cut them how you need to for your design. And I've got all colors that I'm going to bring with us if we go mobile classes. All of them are here at our studio if you want to take it here. Blues, yellows, whites, reds, greens. I can make more colors if you want. But this is how it's done. So then after we cut all of these squares, and then you get a chance to put them in however you want. Here's a design that we're going to go for. Now this is a really cute one that's just an apple. And my favorite part is this little sparkle right here in the apple. Now if you notice, some of the little pieces are cut and they're not a square, nor are they a triangle. So you might have to get some of these trusty tools and just cut off the edge. And let me show you how that's done. What? Is that so easy? And that would be like the end of the apple. So as you're coming, you can just design right on here. You know, you design however you'd like, leaving a little gap in between so that the grout can fit. You can do any kind of a design that you'd like. Once the design is made, we use E6000 glue. And then the glue, you just put a little bit on the back, glue it right down to the wood. These beautiful frames David made for you. We have enough of those for your class, so no worries there. After all of this is done, glued in, then we come back with some grout. So fun. You get to get your hands dirty, which is part of the fun. And I just take some of this grout out, put it right in there, spread it all out, and then we'll have to leave that to dry. And then you just clean it up with a warm rag. And that is it. So I know this is just a quick and dirty just design tip, process, idea time, because I want you to come and take a class. So this is the idea, and you probably knew that already, but the class is so fun. They're amazing little designs, and like I said, you can come up with your own. So I want you to start thinking about this. Think about putting it on your calendar to come and take a class with me. I would love to have you. So I will see you then. DM me or make a comment, and we'll make sure and get you on the schedule to make these awesome fun things. So we'll see you then. Thank you. It's been Jeannie in the Glass Studio.